guys, and welcome back to the Moaning Yorkshireman, and welcome back to the chair once again. Bloody hell, we seem to be in the chair quite a lot this time. However, no rants this time. It's another car boot pickup video because why not, eh? Why not indeed? The last couple that I've done have gone down really, really well, and people have really said that they've enjoyed them. Even some of my friends have watched them, like my actual friends. I know it's mad to say, isn't it? That don't normally watch my channel. So I thought I'd do another one. So I've been to the car boot on the previous weekend, and we picked up a few bits. So I'm not really sure what the actual values of these are yet. I'm a bit busy with work at the moment, so I'm like recording this in between shifts. So I've not had to do the research, or not able to do the research. Some of them I know are worth a fair bit of money, and others I've taken a hit on. But again, when you're only paying 50p and a pound, it's worth the punt, and it's worth that experience of learning if it's worth something or not. So we're going to kick things off with PS2, then we've got PS3, then we've got a couple of Wii bits and a couple of Xbox 360 bits as well. So we've got pretty much all that sort of generation of console in this video. Nothing else other than games, of course, but we'll kick things off with PS2 as promised. And the first one I do believe is a bust now when I look back at it, but I mean not a bust as in, I mean it was 50p, but that is Evolution GT for the PlayStation 2. I believe I've mixed this up with another racing game on the PS2 that is worth quite a lot. That's like a Japanese sort of animation type of game, racing game, and I can't remember its name, but looking at this now, I don't think that's the one, because it is more looking like a simulation of the time, if that makes sense. So we'll let it focus once again, but there it is, Evolution GT, 50 pence. Instructions, disc, not a mark on it. It's like it's never been played, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean 50p for a PS2 game, you can't go wrong anyway, can you? But I'll probably be keeping hold of that anyway, even if it was worth money, because, you know, I like my racing games, and I've never actually played this one, so that's one. This one may be worth something, I'm not too sure. You know when you get these TV shows made into games and they're never really worth much, but this one I've never seen before or never knew existed, so I thought I'll take a chance on it. Maybe it was limited copies. At the time of recording, I don't actually know, so if it is a bust, I'll put the prices that Cash Exchange sell it for and what they give you for it. But that is American Chopper. Remember the American TV series where they used to make custom motorcycles and stuff? Never ever seen it before, didn't even know it existed, so when I saw it and it was at the same stall as the other game for 50p, I thought, it's worth a go, isn't it? So yeah, again, no problems with it, complete with instructions. It might be worth something, it might not be. 50p, it's worth a punt. Then these two were £1 each, and then I picked the two up from a different stall, and then they said, oh, just give us £1. So these worked out at 50p each. However, they did actually want £1 each. So yeah, not sure what went on there, but I'm not complaining. This one, again, something I've never seen before, and I know some flight simulation games, I use the term simulation loosely, but some of them on other consoles can go for a lot of money. I know there's one for the Wii that goes for quite a bit of money, like 20-30 quid. And there's some earlier generation ones as well that can be worth like £10-15 or so. So when they were £1 each, I thought it's worth a punt, and then when they were two for £1, it was even better. And that is 1945, 1 and 2, I believe it is, in Roman numerals. Never ever seen it before. The chances are it's probably not worth much, if at all anything, but again, it's a really quirky thing, complete with instructions once again, so really, really nice copy. And I just thought, it's worth the punt, isn't it? Again, it's learning at the end of the day. If it's worth something, I'll always keep my eye out for it. If it's worth nothing, I'll just know to avoid it in future. And again, for 50p, you can't go wrong. And then last of all, this one again, it reminded me of like True Crime Streets of LA, if you've ever seen those, or True Crime Streets of New York with its front cover. But never even knew it existed, don't even know what game it is, I've never played it before. It's definitely a shoot 'em up kind of thing, but I don't know if you're a goodie or you're a baddie. But it's Made Man. Made Man, and again, it looks like it is a shooter type of game. Yeah, I just really don't know. I really don't know with it. I've never played it, I don't know what it's like. But again, complete with instructions, 50p. I mean, even £1 at that. I mean, it's immaculate, that one as well. Not even like a scratch on it. The case is brand new. The disc's brand new. Not even a fingerprint on it. So, for a 50p, it's worth a go, isn't it? So, they're the PS2 ones. So, A little bit unsure if there's any actual value in there for what I paid in terms of getting it back or recouping it, but if there's no actual games that are worth any money there, then doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't actually matter, because for £2 for 4 PS2 games at this day and age, it's a bit of a bargain anyway, isn't it? So next off, we'll do PS3 next, because I think these are a bit up and down. I think there's some good value here, but not actually as much as maybe I was expecting. But again, some good money. So these were 3 for £1. 3 for £1 or 50p each. So I went for the 3 for £1 option. I think there's a couple in here that aren't actually worth anything, but in theory they were free. So yeah, 3 for £1. These were just in a big box on the floor. There was literally all sorts in there, and everyone seemed to be diving for the Xbox 360 stuff, and rightfully so, because obviously the Xbox 360's had a massive rise since the online servers shut down, and a lot of the prices for those games now are ridiculous for what they are as well. Some awful games are worth fortunes now, which is silly. But everyone seemed to be leaving the PS3 section alone-ish, so I just took a dive and took a punt in, and most of them, to be fair, were facing that way, so you couldn't actually see what game it was, so I was the one that was pulling it out and having a look. So yeah, so I'll start with the ones I don't think are worth anything. Well, one I know for a fact's not worth anything, to be honest with you, and that is MotoGP 09/10. So this is where you used to get the 2009 game, and then when the 2010 update came out, you used to be able to get a download pass and update it. Again, complete with instructions, 3 for £1, so 33p each. I think it only sells for about £1 at Cash Exchange anyway, but that was one of the free ones, so to speak, because they were 50p each if there weren't 3 for £1. So yeah, I got 6. Yeah, so MotoGP 09/10, I'll just keep that one for the collection, have a play on it. I do like MotoGP every now and again. This one, I'm not sure if it's worth money or not, but it's not the game I thought it was. I thought this was Spec Ops The Line, which had a massive rise in price all of a sudden a few months back, and I have been keeping my eye out for it because I genuinely want it for the collection. But when I saw this, I got a bit excited and thought this was the one that was worth money. It might still be worth a little bit, but I think this one might be a fail, and that is Sniper Elite 3. Sniper Elite 3 on that one. So, I mean, someone paid £6 for it back in the day. It's still got an original sticker on there. Yeah, it's, again, complete instructions. You can't go wrong with it. And it's probably one I'll keep for the collection. I don't think it's actually worth any sort of money. But again, I mixed it up with Spec Ops The Line. But yeah, either way, again, not bad. And then these are the 4 that I picked up thinking that they were going to be worth... Well, one of them in particular I'd never seen before and thought it might be worth a fortune, but it wasn't. But still, I'm going to get some good return for what is 33p each, effectively. So the first one is Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection on the PS3. This one I think trades in for about £4 voucher or £3 credit or something like that. So that's a decent game to get, and again, lovely condition, not a mark on it. They'll take that, no problems whatsoever. But again, might be tempted to keep it in my collection, although I've never had a Sega, so there's no nostalgia there for me in the games on it. But I'll certainly pop it in and have a play. This one was the one I thought might be worth a lot of money just because of the fact I'd never seen it before. I always get that in my mind, say, oh, if I've never seen it, it must be worth a fortune, and sometimes they're absolute garbage. But this is WWE All-Stars, I believe it is, or W All-Stars. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Again, I thought it was going to be worth a lot more. I think it trades in for about 6. But again, 6 from 33p, you're not going to argue with, are you? So yeah, I think that's going to get some good return on it, but maybe not as much as I was hoping. I was maybe trying to get a bit greedy with that one. And then these 2, I think again, are probably £4 to £6 on trading. This one is in absolutely immaculate condition. Just a shame about the stickers on the front. Previously had a life of many resales. It's got a Replay sticker on it. Can you remember Replay when HMV used to do trade-ins and pre-owned? So it's Replay at $14.95. I found it at a charity shop. It's got a sticker on the back for £5, so it's been somewhere else in its life, and then I found it at a car boot in a tub. And the instruction manual is still in a cellophane wrapping. Can you believe that? I've never ever seen that on a game before, ever. Not really interested in Mortal Kombat or DC Universe, things like that, so that one will be getting chopped in, and I think you get about £4 to £6 again on a voucher or cash. And then the other one is another Mortal Kombat, which is just Mortal Kombat. There's that one, look. So that's again great condition, complete with instructions. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it this episode, but I just always think if it's got the instructions with it, you're probably going to know that the disc's okay. But of course, always check them. Always check them. If you're at a car boot, don't just pick up a game like that and just pay the money. Always check, see what's inside. So that's the PS3 stuff done. So again, 3 for £1. 6 games there, 4 I'll definitely get a good return on. That Sniper Elite 3, I'm not sure if it's worth trading in or not. Obviously I know the MotoGP is a bit of a bust, but not bad at all really. £2. £2. That is unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, really going to get some good return on those. Then we'll do the Wii selection, because I've not got many Wiis, but I've got the typical staples, shall we say, for the Wii, which I'm sure you all know by now, is Wii Sports in the cardboard sleeve, so you don't get as much as you do if it was in a plastic case for whatever reason. There's quite a big difference in price now as well. I think they only give you £5 on voucher for this one. But again, disc, lovely and minty, shiny, and looking lush. Yeah, I think you get £5 on a voucher if it's this edition, and if it's in a case, in a proper case, it's £9 voucher, so it's ridiculous. I remember last time I had this, I actually traded my cased copy in and kept the cardboard sleeve because I'm not really bothered, and I can't do that now because I've already just got rid of the case one. But yeah, again, good return. These were £1 each, so £1 into £5 voucher potentially on that one. And then this one was a double win. So it is, of course, £1 each, bearing in mind, Mario Kart Wii, the staple of the Wii. I think you get £11 on a voucher if it comes with a wheel, so I'll just stick a wheel with it. I've got some floating around, in fact I've got one there. So I'll pop the wheel with it to get 11. I think you only get 9 on a voucher now if it doesn't have the wheel, but they only give you a penny if you want to trade a wheel in. It's really weird pricing structure over there, but I'll either get a penny for trading a wheel in separately, or I can stick it with the Mario Kart Wii and get another £2 on the voucher, so I'll do it that way. But what makes this a double win is, I opened it up, in fact, it's just done it for me, and I thought, yeah, that looks all good, that looks lovely, that's brill, and then it's got 2. There is 2 Mario Kart Wiis there, and both are in immaculate condition. Absolutely spot on, again, complete with instructions. I really at a loss as to why there was 2 copies in there. Yeah, so £1 and I got 2 copies. Now obviously a disc only edition, cash exchange won't take, but I'll just stick it in a sleeve and stick it on Facebook Marketplace and get like £3-4 back for it, because people aren't bothered at the time. So yeah, there you go. Or I might just keep hold of it and see if I can find a case, because I'm sure there'll be plenty of cases floating around. So yeah, that is Mario Kart Wii, and I ended up with 2 copies in one for £1. Really, really happy with that. Then we come to the Xbox 360 stuff. Again, I think a couple of these are misses, but I've got a couple of big wins, and I know they're big wins. So we'll start off with the 3 that I'm not sure. These are £1 each on these ones again, so I've not done bad. The first one is Flat Out Ultimate Carnage. I just bought this purely for nostalgia, because I did briefly have an Xbox 360, and I did play this game a hell of a lot with my cousins, where you used to be able to fire the car. You used to be able to fire your driver out and try and hit scoreboards and things, and it was just a great fun of a game. So nostalgia took over there. I've not even got an Xbox 360 anymore, so I'm not sure why I bought it, to be honest. I know it's not worth £1, but again, mint condition, absolutely lovely. And if it is worth trading in, I will. If not, I'll just stick it in a pile and probably bundle it up with something else later down the line. But yeah, that's that one. Now, obviously, I knew Xbox 360 games are going up in price at the moment, and I particularly knew that the Need for Speeds were going up. However, I think I've picked the 2 that aren't the ones that are going up in value at the moment. But again, for £1 each, it's worth a go, isn't it? So the first one is Need for Speed Pro Street on the Xbox 360. Not entirely sure if that is worth it or not, but again, with manual, complete, it's lovely condition, and yeah, I think I might get my money back on that. I might get £1 on a voucher, maybe £1.60 on a voucher. But I know I'm not going into the territory of worth absolute fortunes. But the Need for Speed titles are going up in price. I just picked the wrong one there, I think, anyway. The next one, I think I've done the same again. Need for Speed Rivals, again for Xbox 360. It's got a £4 on it there. It's probably still £4 maybe, so that tends to work out. You get £2 on a voucher, so I might be able to double my money. There is an old cash exchange. Again, it's been about the place a bit, because there's actually an old receipting it from Cash Exchange back in the day, where it was actually £25, if you can see that. So someone bought it from Cash Exchange for 25 quid, traded it back in and got pence for it, because then they resold it for 4, and then I've got it now at a car boot for £1. So yeah, again though, lovely condition, with the disc, with the manual, and with a Lincoln Cash Exchange receipt for 25 quid. So it's a shame it's not worth that now, but maybe, just maybe, I'll be okay with that. And then these are the two big hitters. These are the big ones that I am absolutely thrilled to have found, because I knew that the Need for Speeds were worth money, and I knew if I persevered I would find the one. And this is one of them. Need for Speed Carbon Collector's Edition. Now, the one I was thinking of when I was picking those two up was the Need for Speed Most Wanted, of course, on 360, because that sells for like £55, £60, something crazy now. But I thought in my head Need for Speed Carbon was worth something as well, and sure enough it is. Now, the disc will need a little bit of a clean, because it has got a few marks on it, but I thought it was worth the risk. For £1, bearing in mind, for £1, I'll put it over my face just in case you can see the scratches a little bit more. That will need a clean, admittedly, before I take that to Cash Exchange, but I believe you get about £12 to £14 voucher on that, if I remember rightly, and they sell for that for 25. So I've really won on that one. That's fantastic. Really, really happy with that. And again, for £1, I'm not arguing. And it makes up for the two duds of the Need for Speeds as well, because me knowing that Need for Speeds were worth money meant I picked two wrong ones up, but it meant I picked one real good one up that is worth the money. You know, it's worth the effort. So yeah, I've not lost out at all. And then this one is the most important one and the biggest one at the moment. I thought this was worth a lot more than it was, and then I found out which game it actually is worth. It's the same game, but on a different platform, of course. This one is actually the most common, if that makes sense. So it's worth the least. However, it's still a big, big win, and that is Deadpool. Deadpool on the Xbox 360. I think it's had a bit of a resurgence due to the fact of obviously the 360 servers shutting down anyway, and also the fact that the film's been out recently and people have been raving about it. So yeah, Deadpool on the Xbox 360. Unfortunately, it's the only one without an instruction manual, but I'm not going to complain about that because this is a big, big win. I believe this one sells for £35 at Cash Exchange. Again, the disc's absolutely mint, just a couple of finger marks on it, which I'll wipe off before I take to Cash Exchange. So yeah, for £1, for that, I believe they give you £22 on a voucher maybe, and sell it for about 35 is what I think it is. Maybe it's come down a little bit, maybe it's gone up a little bit, but the thing is, when I looked at this and bought it, I checked it straight away, and there was none in store at Xbox, at Cash Exchange at all. There was none available anywhere in the country. They did not have a copy of this on Xbox 360. But then I found out it was the PlayStation 4 edition. If this was a PS4 one, they sell it for £95, which is ridiculous, isn't it? So yeah, this is the cheapest of the 4 available options, because they've got Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS3. The others sell for 40 to 50, and then for some weird reason the PS4 is just almost 100 quid. So I'm not sure what to do with this, because yeah, it trades in for quite a lot. I get £22 back for it on voucher, 16 to 18 quid on cash, but is it worth holding on to? If Cash Exchange haven't got any copies at all in any of their stores, is that worth holding on to? Will that become a rarity? I've only paid £1 for it, so shall I wait? Shall I hold on? I'm not sure at the moment. I think I'm going to see what eBay prices are going for, see what people are selling it on Facebook Marketplace and Vinted and stuff like that, if it's available, and then gauge if I'm going to sell it on another website using another method rather than Cash Exchange, or whether just to simply hang on for it. But I don't know if its price is up because of the hype of the film, which will fade away, then the price will drop, then they'll become more available. I don't know. But yeah, I've got it anyway, and I'll see what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to do that thing again where I go to Cash Exchange and trade in the ones that I'm going to trade in, ones that are worth money, show you if there's refuse any or reject any, and then we'll let you know how much we made. So yeah, we've done really well though, haven't we? We've done really, really well for a morning's work at a car boot on a Sunday morning. So yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Right, so we are back from our adventure to Cash Exchange. Lovely, lovely stuff. Everything went really well. They just didn't take one game, unfortunately. which was WWE All-Stars. Now, they said that they've discontinued this, which is a bit of a shame because I could find it on their website and they were still trading it in for £2 cash, £4 voucher. But it is a little bit of a bugger to find on the system because if you type WWE All-Stars in, which is the title of the game, it doesn't come up. You have to type in All-Stars WWE. It's really weird. So maybe they just had trouble with the system. It wouldn't scan on the barcode at the back. So I don't blame them for that. I'll just keep it for next time and we'll try again. But yeah, they do definitely take it. But that was the one I was unsure if it was going to be worth a fortune or not. So maybe just keep hold of it for a couple of quid and see if it is worth keeping or not. So what did I keep then? Everything else I did decide to take got traded in, no problems at all. So I'll let you know how much we got in a moment. So what did I decide to keep? I decided to keep Evolution GT. Wasn't really worth that much money, to be honest with you. And I think I got like 20, 30 pence in cash or 50p voucher or something. So, and I do like my racing games anyway. So it wasn't the gem, the hidden gem I was expecting it to be, but nonetheless, I'll keep it. Racing game on the PS2. The other one I decided to keep was Made Man. Again, I had no recollection, no idea about it. I just thought it was really good. I think you got £1 cash or £1.40 voucher. And yeah, there's not really much point trading it in for that. It looks like a really good game. It's in really good condition, so I've kept that. And then, of course, I decided to keep MotoGP 0910. They gave you a penny for it. There's no point trading that in. And, of course, the Mario Kart disc only, because I had 2 in 1 disc, of course. And then, unfortunately, the Need for Speed Carbon Collector's Edition, not only could I not clean the disc up enough that it would be tradable, but unfortunately it's got the wrong disc in. It has just got the standard Need for Speed Carbon disc, if that's focused for you to be able to see clearly. Yeah, so apparently the Collector's Edition comes with a Collector's Edition disc, which is the same as the front cover, and also comes with a limited edition Need for Speed DVD. So that one has been a total bust, unfortunately. But with those that I did pick up for £1 each, I have got rid of the 2 Need for Speed other ones, the Pro Street and Rivals. Lost on those, unfortunately, but it was worth the gamble, worth the risk, and I will keep my eye out for that in future because I do know that that one is worth money along with Need for Speed Most Wanted, but sadly that wasn't the gem it turned out to be. Wrong disc in it, and the disc itself in there was too scratched, so I'm probably just going to sell the case maybe and the obviously the instruction manual, because it's all there and complete in that sense, and if anyone's just got the discs that go with it, they can certainly trade it in then and get a lot more money from it. So that's what I might do with that. Just part it out, get the sleeve sold and get the manual sold. But yeah, a dud unfortunately. But when you only pay £1, it's all learning, isn't it? And I know for future to look for a collector's edition sleeve. So yeah, that is everything. That's all the ones that I decided to keep or not trade in, or they didn't take, unfortunately. So we'll go through what I did trade in and how much I got for it. I decided to go for cash in the end because the difference between voucher and cash wasn't as massive as I thought it was going to be. And I don't really have a lot that I want to get at the moment. I'm collecting enough. The games I'm obviously accidentally picking up and keeping for my collection I'll have a go on and things like that. So I didn't really need the voucher. I didn't need 60 odd worth of pounds of voucher, so I decided to go for the cash. So Mario Kart with the wheel I added, of course, I got £7 for. Deadpool on the Xbox 360, that's a fantastic one. I got £15 for that. That only cost me £1. That's £15 cash. So that's where most of this money comes from. Need for Speed Rivals cost me £1. I only got 70 pence cash back for it, so unfortunately no profit there, but I've not got a 360, there's no point keeping it, so it got traded in. And Need for Speed Pro Street, I got £1 for that, so I got my money back. It wiped its face. No profit, no loss, but at least I learned. Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, I actually got £2 back for that. I thought that was only like a 10, 20, 30 pence game, but no. £2 in cash for Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, so very happy with that. Wii Sports, of course, with the cardboard sleeve, I got £4 cash. Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection was £2 cash. Sniper Elite 3 was £1 in cash. Again, these were all 3 for £1, so only 33 pence into £1. It's not going to change my life, but it's there, isn't it? Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe for the PS3 was £3. Mortal Kombat 2011 was £3. 1945 1 and 2, that was the Jet Fighter game, I got £1.30, and for American Chopper on the PlayStation 2 I only got 40 pence, and again I think I only paid 50 pence for those anyway, so I made a loss on it. However, It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm never going to play that game, so there's no point keeping it in my collection. I may as well just take a little bit of a 10p hit on it, get it traded in, and get someone, you know, someone that wants to buy it can buy it now. So in the total and in the grand scheme of things, I got £40 and 40p in cash. Had I chosen voucher, I would have got £62 in voucher, which isn't to be sniffed at all. But as I've said, I'm not really looking at too much in voucher at the moment. I've still got the £24 voucher that I had from the last time I did one of these videos. So that 24 voucher will cover me for most games I'm after. The WRC games I'm still looking to collect. I was hopeful there was going to be WRC 8 there. It was showing in stock, but unfortunately they've marked down WRC Generations wrong. I've already got the Generations game. So yeah, that's a shame. But apart from that, yeah, £40, 40p in my pocket for what, 7-8 quid paid at a car boot is absolutely fantastic. Really, really happy with that. And then while I was in Rotherham, I decided to go just into the local charity shop, see what else was there, and there was nothing. But I did look in the cash converters, which never has anything in. Cash converters, it does not have anything in at all. However, this time around, they did, and I hit the jackpot once again, so I'm very, very lucky with this. Wii Sports Resort in the proper case, so you get more money for it than usual. As you can see there, Wii Sports Resort, absolutely perfect. £1 and 99p. Can you see that? Will it focus on that? Will you focus? Will you focus? You will. There you go. £1.99 for Wii Sports Resort. This trades in for £5 cash or £7 voucher, just straight into cash exchange. The reason why I didn't do that straight away while I was there, obviously I'd already traded the other games in, but I opened it up, and you're not going to believe it, it comes with 2 discs. It's got 2 Wii Sport Resorts with it. 2 of them. I've never ever doubled up on games before, and now I've got 1 disc copy of Mario Kart Wii and 1 disc only copy of Wii Sports Resort. I genuinely cannot believe it. I opened it up in front of the bloke. I was like, "Are you okay if I just check the disc?" He's like, "Yeah, mate, absolutely." And I opened it up and I went, "Oh, there's 2 in there," because I'm always honest. And he says, "Oh, I think it's a double disc game, mate." I was like, "Okay, fair enough." So yeah, there you go. And that is the receipt as well, just to prove it. It just shows on there the make of the game, and I don't know how well you can read it, but the customer copy, and there it does say Wii Sports Resort for £1.99 from cash exchange. So yeah, really, really happy with that. Honestly, cannot believe my luck. I've never ever dropped on in that cash converters ever, but I've picked that up, and that'll go with the WWE All Stars game and with others already. And I've got a couple of disc onlys now, so maybe I can find cases for them. Maybe I can just stick them on Facebook Marketplace for £5 each or something. Get a good bit of return back that's effectively free. It's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, very, very happy with that pickup, and very happy with the result. £40 in my back pocket for what was a £7-8 investment, and even if you want to include a £5 in petrol, I've still made a bit of money that goes towards my hobby, towards my collection, and towards funding just life in general. So yeah, very happy with that. So thank you also so much for watching, guys. Sorry this has been a long one, but I've just been really passionate about it, haven't I? Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and as always, much love.